Before we begin, I would like to invite our listeners to a series of workshops starting in January and going through April designed to enhance your healing practice, learn effective self-healing techniques, and teach you how to do Akashic Dowsing for yourself. We're calling it the Winter Workshop Extravaganza, and the only thing we're missing is you. Each workshop will be conducted via Zoom, and all participants will receive specially designed workshop materials, live instruction, and plenty of time for individual practice and feedback. Please visit vitalbioenergetics.com and click on the Workshops tab for our list of available workshops. Each workshop has its own dedicated web page and a 2-minute video introduction telling you all about it. I can't wait to see you there. And now for today's podcast.
Welcome to High Vibes with your host, Bill G. At High Vibes, we're looking into what it means to be a fourth dimensional being in an ever-changing world. We hope that by listening to our podcast, you can feel a greater sense of peace and connection as we collectively raise our energetic vibration to the next level. And now for today's podcast.
Hello and welcome to
High Vibes.
I'm Bill G and I'm here with Nina today. And today's program, we're going to be talking about something to look forward to in 2023. I know the holidays really haven't happened yet, but we are looking forward to January and February and March. And in that time period, Vital Bioenergetics is doing something very, very special. We're calling it our Winter Workshop Extravaganza.
How many of you are home and it's cold and everything has kind of slowed down and you're looking for some mental inspiration, some new tools for the new year? This is a great time to do it.
Because we live up here in Vermont and I don't know, the winter is just nasty here.
There's piles of snow. We can't go anywhere.
And so rather than going to a location and doing a live workshop, not that I don't like live workshops, I think they're awesome. I'm looking forward to doing many of those in 2023. But in the winter, we have the opportunity to get together and learn something new, learn some new tools, and we get to do it all online from the comfort of our homes, in our jammies, and with the fire going. It'll all be wonderful. So the workshops that we are going to be doing, some of them are ones that we've done before, but we have some new ones too. Our first workshop is going to be on January 21st, and that is the tax preparation for esoteric entrepreneurs.
Wow, if you have a business out there, and we know many people who do esoteric work, light work, spiritual work of any kind, and you have your own little practice, or a big practice, and you do your own taxes, this is it for you.
Absolutely, because this particular workshop focuses on you as the entrepreneur. Now, maybe you are just getting started with your practice. Maybe you have been doing this for a long time, because the tax laws are constantly changing. And this is something you may not know about me. I have been a professional tax preparer for over 6 years at H&R Block. And I'm going to be doing that again this year too. So the added benefit of taking this class is that once I go over the basics of what you need in order to prepare for your tax return, then you can give all that information to me and I can be your professional tax preparer as well.
Bill does all the taxes for our respective businesses and has been doing it for quite some time now.
Absolutely.
And it's wonderful just having someone in the know, because when the tax rules change, who's going to know that? The tax professional at the H&R Block.
Absolutely. And so I'm a tax analyst. I am a certified small business tax preparer. And like I said, I've been doing this for several years, and it doesn't matter if you are located in California, Alaska, I can prepare a tax return in all 50 states. And so what you're going to learn in this class are the tips and tricks that you're going to need to know in order to prepare your Schedule C Or if you're a partnership, you're 1065, so that way you can capture all of the deductions that you are entitled to in order to maximize your personal abundance.
Sounds awesome. Got to hit that mental cerebral end of the left brain part of the work that you do, right?
Absolutely. And also on top of that, we also talk about the energetic aspect of it, the energetics of prosperity, because many of us go into this business and we're afraid of our own success. And we're going to take some of that mystification out of it, so that way you can concentrate on what is truly important to you, and that is doing what you love. I mean, that's why you went into business in the first place, right? Our next workshop is the Time Temple 3-day intensive.
Oh, this is our baby.
If you've had a session with me before, you know that one of my favorite charts that Nina and I developed is the Time Temple charts. It is a series of 4 charts on a circular thing that's all designed to identify a coordinate in space-time to tell you, what am I paying attention to and what should I be paying attention to?
And these charts now have been updated. So now we have new information.
Right, including the invisible light spectrum, which we have another workshop on that too.
Oh, so it's like a supplement.
Absolutely. And so when you take the Time Temple 3-day intensive, you are going to get that supplemental information, which includes the visible light spectrum and the invisible light spectrum. But again, the Time Temple charts, we've talked about this on the show several times already. It is our pièce de résistance. It is the thing that really ties together all of the Akashic Dowsing protocols that we do. Now, when you sign up for the 3-day intensive workshop, what you get is a full set of professionally printed charts by our good friends over at Green Screen Graphics
So
here.
don't sign up too late. Don't wait on this one, because we have to get those charts out to you, and they take about a week and a half. Is that right?
Yeah, they take about a week and a half to get to you. You also get a textbook that Nina and I wrote together. And for the workshop itself, it's 5 hours a day for 3 days in a row. And we're going to go over every single one of the charts with plenty of individual practice time, so that way you can be confident when you leave this workshop that you know how to work these charts and you can interpret them and put your own spin on them and make it work for you.
And you're going to get a little bit of the science behind the charts that we made up. Is that right?
Absolutely. We're going to get that. Yes.
You know, it's so funny. At the last Dowsing convention, we ran into Marjorie and
David Height.
yeah. And if you don't know who David Height is, he has solved a few of the world's most impossible math problems.
Yeah.
He is really amazing. And I just spoke to Marjorie today, and David just solved 2 more, like just recently, and they're going to be published very, very soon. But David told us that our charts were kind of special.
Yeah, yeah.
And used a lot of the science and the math that he has uncovered that isn't really talked about out in regular society.
And we were able to incorporate in these charts that knowledge, and it was downloaded to us.
Yeah.
And so I've explained this before on other shows, where the genesis of these charts were a channeled or dowsed work that you and I developed together. And then after they were completed, we were like, wow, these things are crazy accurate. Why are these things so crazy accurate? And then we kind of backtracked and saw all the science that went into it. And the thing is, we didn't know the science as we were creating them, but when we went back and then studied the science about it, the biogeometry, the sacred geometry, and all that stuff, it was like, wow, this just came through us through the dowsing, and now we're able to explain it and we're able to share it with all of you out there.
And these charts, they tend to hit more of the core of why it is that we do what we do in our lives and why we are focused on negative things and then how we can change them. So it's a solution that goes kind of back to the beginning of the whole works. It's certainly not the end all be all to this information or how it works, but we're getting to that place, and it's really cool. These are really, really unique and interesting ways of looking at your life that are really incredibly helpful, as opposed to a lot of the other stuff out there, which may work for a little while, but then goes away. So
if you are a dowser, or maybe you've never picked up a pendulum in your life and you just want to have a new tool to understand yourself or understand your clients or understand your family, this is the workshop for you. And it starts on February 3rd. So it'll be February 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So the next workshop that we're going to be doing is the Twin Flame Within Restructuring Workshop.
And this one harkens back to my new acupuncture days as a new acupuncturist, when I came across the brilliant Mickey Osanki and his work with esoteric acupuncture. And he talks about this thing called the Twin Flame Within.
The foundation of the Twin Flame Within is Chinese cosmology. A lot of people assume that the Twin Flame Within is talking about your relationship with your twin flame, this person out there who is absolutely meant for you, and you're going to have this wonderful relationship with them.
But it's not that, is it? It is about the relationship with yourself.
So think about it this way. We have a relationship with the people around us, but the relationships around us are a direct reflection or mirror to our relationship with ourselves.
And if you can bolster up, get rid of junk in the way of you having an excellent, cohesive relationship with yourself, then you have greater relationship with other people and with your world.
I've used the Twin Flame Within restructuring protocol with many, many of my clients. And usually when it comes up, it's because whatever they're dealing with is they have a tendency to blame the outside for what is happening on the inside.
You know what? That is not entirely inaccurate, because what's going on with our energy field becomes a little bit warped. And then the stuff coming in from the outside, are how we interpret it at that point, is also warped. So we can almost accurately assume that the stuff on the outside is wrong and it's something bad being done to us, but it's really our perception of our world that is the problem. And if we can sort that out and iron that out, so that that interface between your personal person and your body and your world is smooth and even, then those relationships become smooth and even. Your life becomes more of a flow rather than the stop, go, oh, I have a roadblock here. You're able to pivot easier.
If you can be an experienced dowser, or you can be a life coach or a relationship therapist, and use these charts to help you navigate those hidden things within the subconscious that is mirroring back to your client or back to yourself, to try and deal with your particular moment, again, in space-time.
And the Twin Flame Within Restructuring Workshop will be held on Saturday, February 18th.
So the next workshop is the Time Temple Supplements. So those of you out there who have already taken the Time Temple workshop, so you've already taken the 3-day intensive before we got around to putting in this supplementary information that just came in this past spring, this invisible light spectrum stuff. Because when the invisible light spectrum came in, it was like the Time Temple charts were saying to me, this is what I was meant to show you all along. It's like when we were using the the time temple charts before, we were only getting half of the story.
Yeah, because we were looking at the visible. And now the supplement helps us to look at the invisible, the stuff that is coming in from other places that is very, very relevant to the now, but it just doesn't, it's not real here out in the world in a very solid way.
So if you have already taken the Time Temple 3-day intensive Saturday, February 25th, sign up for that class for the supplement. So that way we'll take you through each of the charts, which you already know how to use, and we will enhance. And if you've never used the charts, I say you learned how to use the charts and you're not really using them because maybe in your instinct you were like, it's only telling me half the story. I guarantee you, after you learn about the invisible light spectrum and incorporate it into your charts, you will never want to put it down.
So that supplement for the Time Temple workshop is on Saturday, February 25th. And just as Bill said before, everything, the Time Temple 3-day intensive also includes the Time Temple supplement. And that is again on Friday, February 3rd, February 4th, and Sunday, February 5th.
So the next workshop that we're going to be doing on March 11th is Your Past is Present, Dowsing Your Connection to Other Lifetimes.
This is a real fun one.
We've already done this workshop once, and the feedback has been tremendous.
People were crying. They were.
Well, if you've taken sessions with me before and the past life connections charts have come up within the ascension charts, we kind of do this, but on this workshop, we take it to the next level and we get to teach you how to use those charts yourself.
Yeah, that way, anytime you're having an issue in your life, you can find the space-time coordinate that you're not experiencing right here in your sliver of space-time, but in another one that directly is associated with your issue. And it will help you to understand it and then thus work it out.
So,
and we're going to be doing finger painting.
Oh,
Who
yes.
doesn't love that?
Yes,
that's a major component to Your Past is Present, Dowsing Your Connection to Other Lifetime workshop. And everybody loves that one because you get to be creative and messy.
And it's not just we're painting just for the sake of painting. It helps you make
an unconscious connection to a visual that you then paint with your hands. And that's going to help you tell the story of this other lifetime that's informing the one that you are living right now.
So again, that one is on Saturday, March 11th. The next workshop is one that I'm very excited about. This also comes from the Ascension charts, and this is called Dowsing Your Story Using Archetypes.
I don't know if you know, but Bill is a very excellent writer and has been writing since he was a kid. He used to do screenplays and he's written a ton of books and he really loves writing. So he knows all about using archetypes in storylines and how when you put archetypes into your art or into your stories, they make a huge connection with everyone. We all live this life filled with our own archetypes.
The fun thing that I use with these archetypes is that some people have very general archetypes, and you'll see these in various chart systems. Personally, I make a strong connection with literary archetypes. So the archetypes of stories, like, are we talking about the maiden? Are we talking about the matriarch or the king, or these things that these storylines that we connect with whenever we watch a television show or see a movie or read a book? These archetypes allow a character to become alive for us. So we adapt these archetypes, these heroes' journeys within ourselves. And the problem, though, with that is it becomes a construct. It becomes this storyline that we're following, but that, wait a second, we are not a story. We are individual people, and we are souls that are searching for meaning. And so the goal here is to break from our archetypes. But in order for us to break from it, We have to know what the story is or what the hero's journey is and who are the people in our lives who are influencing that journey.
So this workshop, like all of the other workshops, helps you find freedom, personal freedom within yourself to be more and more of yourself, and freedom within your world to really kind of express yourself and create the life that you want, as opposed to the life that, you were told you had to have.
So that workshop is going to be on Saturday, March the 18th. So, and that rounds out our winter workshop extravaganza.
So let's run down the dates one more time.
Saturday, January 21st, tax preparation for esoteric entrepreneurs.
Friday, February 3rd, is the Time Temple 3-day intensive.
Saturday, February 18th, is going to be the Twin Flame Within Restructuring Workshop.
Saturday, February 25th, is the Time Temple Supplement, focusing on the invisible light spectrum for all of those who've already taken the Time Temple 3-day intensive. If you have not taken the 3-day intensive, please sign up for the 3-day intensive, and then you'll get both weekends of information in one. Because if you just take the supplement on Saturday, February 25th, you will not understand how to apply it, and nor will you have the big Time Temple chart
to work with.
Yeah.
So yes, you absolutely should take the 3-day intensive first. Your past is present. Dowsing your connection to other lifetimes will be on Saturday, March the 11th.
And our last workshop, Dowsing Your Story Using Archetypes, will be on Saturday, March 18th.
Everyone, thank you very, very much for listening, and happy holidays. Be good to each other. Be sure to love one another. Always remember, it's all about doing your work and expanding your consciousness. And no matter what kind of dramas that you experience with your families,
it's all work that's good work.
And it's all about love.
That's right. Happy holidays, everybody.
Thank you for listening. For more information about Bill and Nina G, please go to www.vitalbioenergetics.com. See you next time.